أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق أجمعين حبيب رب العالمين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبع هداه إلى يوم الدين. اللهم اجعلنا منهم واجمعنا بهم في عليين من غير سابقة عذاب ولا حساب. آمين يا رب العالمين. Dear brothers and sisters, in the month of Dhul Hijjah, where the fifth pillar of Islam, Faridatul Hajj, has happened and we celebrate it, and many of Muslims, millions of Muslims travel all the way from east, west, north and south to perform Hajj. And we're not here to discuss Hajj. We know it, we've been discussing it all the time. We know what Hajj is and how important it is. But we want to discuss today, how can we look into Hajj and Dhul Hijjah in a different, practical way related with what's going on around us, all around the world. We need to learn lessons that are beyond just the rituals of Hajj, which is important indeed. But every ibadah, every rukn has to lead us, has to take us to the status of taqwa. And if we become muttaqeen, that's what exactly the whole ibadah is about. When we become muttaqeen, we will see what's going on around us from a different perspective. We will be having nur in our hearts and in our minds, in our logic, in our understanding, evaluation, planning, and execution of our lives. And this is what we're trying to talk about today in a few minutes of this khutbah. قال الله عز وجل في محكم التنزيل بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون إلا ليعبدون. Indeed, I created jinn and ins, insan and jinn, for one reason and one reason only, is for performing ibadah. And as I mentioned, ibadah is not only the ritual, the action of salah, sujood, ruku', wudu', qira'at Quran, hajj and siyam. Ibadah includes these aspects of worship and includes our life from the time we're born until the time we meet Allah Azza wa Jal. Ibadah means we apply what pleases Allah in our lives in every aspect of our life. At work, financial, social, family, raising children, building communities, learning all type of sciences. All of this is considered ibadah if we do it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. if it is aligned with Quran and Sunnah. And wallahi, it is easy for those that Allah have made it easy for. فَمَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. If we only seek the pleasing Allah Azza wa Jal, all our life will be ibadah. Why Al-Hajj is a pillar of Islam that is so important to celebrate even if you don't go to Hajj? We have to reflect upon the meaning of Hajj. And it's a long list. I'll choose few. One of the most thing that Baytullah al-Haram is a masjid. And لا تشد الرحال إلا إلى 3 مساجد. You are not allowed to pack your material and go solely just to visit a masjid except three masajid. Baytullah al-Haram in Mecca, Kaaba, Al-Madinah, Masjid Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Al-Madinah, and Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. So first we have to learn Hajj is about Al-Masjid Al-Haram. Traveling to Al-Masjid Al-Haram. Whenever after we start working and making money at young age, we have to start thinking and saving to be able to reach and do Hajj, because it's a rukun for everyone who could afford it, physically, mentally, and financially. So being a masjid that the whole world, the world of Muslims, over 2 billion Muslims, think about, pray for, want to travel to, have traveled many times to, that gives us lesson number 1 of today. The importance of masjid in Islam. It is number 1 masjid, but it is a masjid. And in that masjid, other lessons come. Number 2, unity. All of the whole Muslim world prays towards Al-Kaaba. And the whole Muslim world have to, all Muslims around the world have to travel and make Hajj if they can, and circle in the same direction, wearing same clothes. You cannot see who is rich, poor, what are the backgrounds, nothing matters. What matters, we are there to celebrate the worship of Allah Azza wa Jal. We are united for one cause, one direction, one ummah. Taking off every zina of dunya, every material thing, leaving it back home, not even a belt, not even a shoe. Everything that makes us live comfortably, we leave it, we sacrifice the pleasure and comfort of life so we can go and meet millions of Muslims in unity worshiping Allah, the one and only. A beautiful meaning. You will only feel that when you go there. But you can feel that without going there, but just imagining, watching, hoping, praying, learning. And I've learned recently that the whole Hajj is about one woman, one lady, one Muslim lady, Hajar alayhi salam, the wife of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Without Hajar, we wouldn't have Mecca. So I learned recently that she was called as the leader of Mecca, the first leader of Mecca. When you read the story of Al-Hajj, go deep in the meaning. Don't just read a historical event. Read it emotionally, psychologically, with the power of Islam in your life, in your heart. Hajar, her husband Ibrahim alayhi salam, have raised her very well as a strong Muslim, a wife of a prophet, with a baby. He raised her and empowered her with iman that Allah has took care of. She went in the middle of nowhere. And then we all know the Safa and Marwa looking for water to feed her baby Ismail alayhi salam, going back and forth. I was there a few months ago. I'm in my mid-50s. Wallahi, I couldn't run between these two small mountains like I used to before. My knees wouldn't help. And now when I reflect upon the story of her going 7 ashwat looking for water, mashallah, she didn't give up until she saw few birds flying around her baby, which means water was there. And Zamzam was discovered. Zamzam was made for Hajar, because Hajar alayhi salam, she was the real woman with the real iman. Because when her husband Ibrahim left her with nothing, she said, "Did Allah order you to do that?" And he said, "Yes." He just nodded his head. She said, "إِذَنْ لَنْ يُضَيِّعُنَ اللَّهِ لَنْ يُضَيِّعُنَ اللَّهِ." If Allah ordered you to leave me in the middle of nowhere, if it's Allah, He will never leave us alone. This yaqeen, if you learn today this yaqeen, this love for Allah, this trust in Allah, that would be enough for today. And you learn it from a woman that Allah have blessed. And some enemies of Islam say that we do not praise our women. The whole Hajj happened because of that woman. Mecca was founded because of Hajar. Zamzam came up because of Hajar. We follow the steps of Hajar even when she slowed down in walking and when she walked fast. And then this is how blessed she was. And was it because of her looks? No. Because she was Egyptian or no, it was because of her yaqeen and iman. Dhul Hijjah is a month of those that the ibadah in it better than the ibadah of thousands of years. And many people after Ramadan will relax. So Allah brings the time of Hajj to elevate our iman, empower it, and remind us of this beautiful journey of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Sarah his wife, and Ismail alayhi Sarah, Hajar, and Ismail alayhi salam. Why she was the leader of Mecca? Because Jurhum, the first tribe who were traveling close by, saw birds flying in the middle of the desert. From their experience, they know water is there. And in desert, water means everything. Water means plants, water means village, means tribe, means a place where you can live or you can rest while traveling. So they followed the birds and they found a lady with her son. And they asked, and they found the water. And they considered her the master of that water. And they asked her, "Can we use the water? You are the owner of the water." And she allowed them. And then they asked her, "Can we stay here?" And she allowed them. And subhanAllah, and then they became her family and tribe. Because Ismail alayhi salam, he got married from them when he grew up. And every other tribe, every other travelers, when they come, they used to ask, "Who is the master of the water? Who is the owner of this city, of this place?" They say Hajar alayhi salam. Something that we don't read a lot, but this is true. And she will give them the permission to live there. See the powerful of that one lady with her iman and yaqeen. And Allah Azza wa Jal made Mecca the most rich, powerful city in all Arabia. That all tribes used to come, make Hajj, drink water, trade, get into poetry competition, get to know one another. Quraysh became there because of Hajar alayhi salam. This is the way we have to talk about this story to our children. Go deep in the meaning, beyond the history. And that's how this event will change our lives. Going back to the first point, which is the importance of the masjid. Traveling to Medina together and doing the hijrah with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Imagine yourself leaving the Mecca, the beautiful city where Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's heart, childhood, loved ones, first marriage, home was there. He left it for what? He left the place that was built by his great-grandfather Ibrahim alayhi salam, the only holy place in the whole world that time. He left it behind, doing hijrah. He migrated to Medina. And Medina was not considered a powerful place. Medina was known for many types of special diseases. Yes, they have palm trees. Yes, there are, they have a certain size. Yathrib, the name that time. But it wasn't as powerful as Mecca. So he have made him, a downgrade of living style and financial stability. Most of Medina tribes were poor. And if one year the dates didn't come up good or didn't rain, they go into extreme poverty. And that happened during our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ time and during even Umar ibn al-Khattab time. That much that when someone used to steal, they were not, لا يطبق عليه الحد. They were not being given the had punishment, the real capital punishment of Islam for those who steal. Because poverty was all over the place. But Muhammad ﷺ have sacrificed this. Why? To establish Islam on a land that would welcome him. Again, what's the point? The point, what did he do first? Built al-Masjid al-Nabawi, the masjid. So today we're trying to connect al-Hajj, the Hijjah, Bayt al-Haram, al-Masjid al-Nabawi, and al-Masjid al-Aqsa. First thing Muhammad ﷺ did when he went to Al-Madinah, established al-Masjid al-Nabawi. Why? Because without a masjid, you cannot establish taqwa in the hearts of people. Masjid reflects what? The knowledge of Islam, which will help you do proper salah, proper siyam, proper hajj, proper Quran reading. It's the school. It's the governance. It's the place, it's the court. It's everything for Muslims. The masjid. Especially in a place where there are not much masajid and Muslims are minorities. The first thing when Umar ibn al-Khattab was given the keys of Al-Quds, Jerusalem, and opened it, he converted, he knew where the Masjid Al-Aqsa should be, and he opened it and he prayed there, and since then Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa was Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. And before that time, because Muhammad ﷺ in Rihlat al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, Allah Azza wa Jal in Surah Al-Isra, Subhana alladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan min al-Masjid al-Harami ila al-Masjid al-Aqsa. So it's been a masjid forever. Yes, knocked down, certain civilization took over, have replaced it with other temples, or in many hundreds of years was not even known, just an empty place. I've been there and it's such a beautiful place that I wish I can, inshallah, we can all meet there when it is freed soon. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. This is the masjid. Umar al-Khattab have, mashallah, able to control Bilad al-Sham, Egypt, the Roman Empire, Persian Empire, but yet he only left Al-Madinah by himself to go and open the Masjid Al-Aqsa and get the keys of Jerusalem. It's the masjid where you are allowed to travel fully for and visit and stay around and pray there. Al-Masjid. We are in Canada, and today things which is happening around the world, getting worse and worse, evil become big and big, challenges are more towards families, towards children, women, men, businesses, financial, political, even the weather. So what's the solution? Can I change the world? No. Can I stop the war as a one person? No. Even us here, we cannot. We can try making dua, we can play a role in the change to the better to the world, but let us be busy with changing ourselves first. Because when you change yourself and then your family, step by step, you change the community, the society, step by step, the world will change. That's what Salah ad-Din did when before it took him around 30, 40 years, empowering people with iman and taqwa and yaqeen until they were able to take back al-Masjid al-Aqsa from as-Salibiyin, the Crusaders. So we are more busy watching news, feeling bad, swearing at people right and left, enemies right and left, more than we spend hours a day talking about what's going on, and we spend much less or sometimes no time changing ourselves. Because wallahi, each one of us is so powerful that if you change yourself, if you migrate inside your heart from evil to good, automatically you and your family will migrate from evil and good, and step by step the whole society, and then hopefully the whole world, inshallah, one day. It's a promise by Allah Azza wa Jal. It's a promise by Allah Azza wa Jal. In Canada, we Muslims are plus or minus 2 million people among around 40, 41 million people. And that's a good number. But are we united around our masajid? Do we have enough masajid? Some of us could say, yes, we have a lot of masajid. And I tell you, not enough. Why? Because every masjid will attract a certain percentage of the Muslim community. Plus or minus, the regular people who praise at the masjid are maximum 20-30% of the Muslim population. Depends from one area to another. And honestly, this is what we need to focus on. Those 20%, 30% of Muslim population coming to the masjid, they need to move themselves with the change, and then they will attract the rest of Muslims and the non-Muslims to the masjid. The masjid, brothers and sisters, is not just walls and carpet and a khutbah and we pray and go. That was not what Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, whom we remember so much nowadays, did when he established Al-Kaaba with the order of Allah Azza wa Jal. He did not start Al-Kaaba, he have rebuilt Al-Kaaba. He have rebuilt, he rafa'a al-qawa'id min al-bayt. The base was there. The foundation of Al-Kaaba was there. And Allah gave him the instructions and he have built the Kaaba. And Muhammad ﷺ have built with the companions Al-Madina, Masjid Al-Madina Munawwara. Masjid Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then during Umar ibn Khattab, they have rebuilt and fixed Masjid Al-Aqsa. And here we want to build, fix, and empower our masajid. And we'll give one of the good examples that today we can participate in after the first break of Salah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم في فوز المستغفرين فاستغفروا الله. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters, the more we get closer to Yawm al-Qiyamah, the more we need to hold tight into our deen. And very importantly, the Salah and the Quran. Salah 5 times a day with your heart, your brain, your mind, your body in the masjid, it should never be compromised at all. And you should really live it and love it and learn the best of it. Quran in our hearts, in our homes, should be recited, understood, and applied 24/7. Without Salah and Quran, what is left for us as Muslims? How do I learn my deen if I don't read Quran and understand Quran and go to the shuyukh and attend halaqah and teach my kids? Where is my deen? Just the name? If I only pray at home and I don't come to the masjid as much as I can, I'm losing a big chunk of my deen. Because here you meet your brothers, here you learn your deen, here you know the jama'ah makes your salah times 27 times of hasanat. Dear brothers and sisters, masajid are the best places that Allah loves. Markets are the worst places that Allah hates. And that's said directly in the hadith. حب الأماكن عند الله أو حب البلاد إلى الله المساجد وأبغض الأماكن إلى الله أو أبغض البلاد إلى الله الأسواق. Why markets? Cheating, nobody lower their gaze, mix between female and male, spending where you don't have to spend, wasting a lot of time window shopping and shopping for good and non-good things, and shayateen, the evil, all the bad happens in the markets. And you go to the mall, full. Come to the masjid, 1 line, 2 line. This is the change we have to do. And lastly, we should not be passive Muslims. We have to be active and actually proactive. Why? If I ask us here, how many of us have participated, whether physically, volunteering, or financially, with good impact? How many of us have participated in making this place a masjid? Or that's how you know, am I an active, proactive Muslim, or I'm a passive Muslim who is waiting for others to do things and I will just enjoy using the service? And it's not too late. If I am not actively involved in my masjid, when I say my masjid, I say the masjid that close to my house, the masjid that I trust the management with, the masjid I pray in, the masjid which I bring my kids to, the masjid that I attend events in, that's my masjid. All masajid are my masjid, your masjid. But how proactive I am? The least, okay, I don't have time, I live far, is financial. Is it important? Very important. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من بنى لله مسجدا ولو كمفحص قطاع بنى الله له بيتا في الجنة. Whosoever built a house for Allah Azza wa Jal, a masjid, even as small as a bird nest, even that small means your contribution must not be millions, wherever Allah had made you able to. If you participate as much as a bird nest, Allah, not the malaika, not the anbiya, not the ghulman, not the jinn, Allah will build you a house, no, not a house, a mansion, a castle, where? In Jannah, by himself. Subhanallah, بنى الله له بيتا في الجنة. That's the importance of masajid. Even how many they are. Why? Because they are our schools there as well. Today we have an opportunity. You can participate in your masjid, dar, by contributing, and we also have a guest masjid coming all the way from Calgary with a beautiful name of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq Masjid. And they have a school with hundreds of people doing Hifz al-Quran. And we should not allow for their closure. They are at risk to lose their space. They've been told to evacuate, and they've been months struggling to push back the owner of the building to keep them for some time, And this summer is their last chance. Alhamdulillah, they found a church for sale. And they negotiated very nicely. The price went down from many millions to only $2.2 million in Calgary, in a very good spot with more than 300 plus parking spots. That alone is a big good news. MashaAllah. Masjid Abu Bakr has a table outside. Traveled around Canada. I went with them last week to Ottawa, the week before to Montreal, asking Muslims to help in bringing this 2.2 million, no bank involved, nothing at all, even if it's Qard Hasan or donation. Today, I ask Allah Azza wa Jal that He will open our hearts and show Masjid Abu Bakr that even if we live in Oakville, we are like the Ansar and they are like the Muhajirin. They came all the way from Calgary seeking help of the Muslim community. Wherever we can. $100, $1,000, $5 if we can, $10,000. Wallahi, it's not a waste. It's a big investment. Yes, we donated a lot in Ramadan, but guess what? Did Allah stop giving us rizq? Did Allah stop giving us food? Did Allah stop giving us breath? Since Allah is the most generous, why can't we be generous with Allah by building His houses and converting a place which Allah was not worshipped, which idols were worshipped, a church to a masjid, is a great news. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq is the name. On your way out, check the table outside with our brother Ibrahim Najm from Calgary and donate generously. And not only that, take a flyer with you, go back home, ask others to do, because the deadline is so tight. I believe it's only a month or two left. And the amount is so big. And people, nowadays we're all struggling with finances, but together, united, in the month of Hijjah, showing Allah the best of amongst ourselves to a masjid in Calgary, serving thousands of Muslims, wallahi, it would be great. So let's walk the talk. Let's not be passive, be active, proactive, and encourage others to donate and go home feeling that you've done something good today for Islam and Muslims. And ask Allah Azza wa Jal that Allah will accept your sadaqah and everything good that will happen there, Qira'at Quran, Salah, Eid, Jum'ah, you will get the ajr as well, inshaAllah, for hundreds and thousands of years as long as that masjid remains. So please show them the best of your, inshaAllah, help today. I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to accept our prayers, accept our Jum'ah. Allahumma aghfir lana warhamna. Allahumma aghfir lana warhamna. Allahumma aghfir lana warhamna. Allahumma arhamna fawqa al-ardi wa tahta al-ardi wa yawma al-ardi alayk. Allahumma la taj'al lana fi maqamina hadha dhanban illa ghafartah wa la hamman illa farajtah wa la hajatan min hawaij ad-dunya wal akhirah laka fiha rida wa lana fiha qada' illa yassartaha bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Allahumma aghfir lana taqsirana fi haqqi anfusina fi haqqi dinina fi haqqika ya Allah wa fi haqqi sunnati nabiyyika Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam وفي حق المسجد الحرام والمسجد النبوي والمسجد الأقصى يا الله. اللهم ارزقنا في المسجد الأقصى صلاة قبل الممات محررا يا رب العالمين. اللهم اغفر لنا تقصيرنا في حق إخواننا في سوريا والسودان واليمن وفلسطين ومصر وفي كل مكان يذكر فيه اسمك. اللهم ارفع الغمة عن الأمة. اللهم أهلك الظالمين بالظالمين وارفعنا من بينهم سالمين. اللهم ارفع الظلم عنا وعن جميع العالمين. اللهم استخدمنا ولا تستبدلنا. اللهم استخدمنا ولا تستبدلنا. اللهم اجعلنا من الدالين على الخير المتبرعين المحسنين. اللهم اجعلنا من كل ضيق مخرجا ومن كل هم فرجا. اللهم ارزقنا الخير كله عاجله وآجله وابعد عنا الشر كله عاجله وآجله ما علمنا منه ما لم نعلم. اللهم ارزقنا السكنى في بيت من بيوت الجنة بجانب حبيبك المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم من غير سابقة عذاب ولا حساب. وتقبل منا أعمالنا الصالحات واغفر لنا سيئاتنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم بارك لهذا المسجد والقائمين عليه والمصلين فيه والمتبرعين فيه والمتبرعين منه وإليه وبارك فينا جميعا يا رب العالمين. واحفظ لنا أولادنا وبناتنا ونساءنا وأعمالنا وأرواحنا وصحتنا يا رب العالمين. آمين آمين آمين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. وأنت يا أخي أقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله